I just wanted to see if it would be different to do a live video. Am I live? Oh, I'm live now. There's 5 people. Hey guys. I wanted to see if a live video from my page would be different from a live video from my fan page. Um and so I wanted to come over here and talk about something that I'm really like passionate about. So this morning I happened to wake up about like 3 o'clock, and I usually be thinking about stuff to do, whether it's God saying that I need you to listen so I can tell you something, or I take that time and I open myself up to learning something. Like I'll just go wherever I'm led, and so I'm listening to this audio book on Megan Good and Devon Franklin, um, who's a married couple, and they waited to marriage to have sex, and basically, where am I going with this? They wait to have sex in their marriage, and I listened to this video on YouTube. I basically searched beyond the book. The book is called The Wait. I basically searched beyond their book, and there was a video that they had done at some type of event with the pastor who married them. And I'm going to post a link up to it later. But they was being really, really transparent about how hard it is to wait, for marriage, to have sex. And for me personally, I feel like this book is doing wonders for me right now, because I'm at a place in my life where as a young girl, I definitely wanted to wait. I was so caught up on wanting to be a virgin and everything, and I didn't hold myself to that standard, and there was once a time where I considered that as a failure, but God showed me that it was just pretty much a distraction, and I could still have my chance. So hey, so here I am. I'm not in a relationship anymore. To skip forward, and because I have had sex, and because I'm no longer a virgin, it's even harder to wait than it was before a while. It was easy just not putting myself in a position before. Like if a guy wanted to talk about sex or whatever, um, my imagination, I probably would go to some extremes, and then I'll just drop it because I know I'm not really about it. And the thing that I want to say is that uh, I just the way that I feel about it is that me waiting now, it's hard. If I could be honest, it's hard. And you think like, why should I wait? And Megan Good and them was just talking about all the reasons, like you really, really want God's best for your life. And here I am, from a young girl, I really, really desire marriage for some reason. I guess that's because um, I lost my father when I was 2 years old. He died to cancer. And from that point on, there must have always been a void of me wanting this fatherly love and affection that I never had. And maybe that's why I desire it so much. I'm more open about it now, but that's truly, truly what I want. And my relationship that I just got off was really one of my first relationships, and I thought I would have it, all in one try, and really I opened myself up to that, but that wasn't what God wanted for me, and He knows my heart and my desire. Hey Nee, He knows my heart and my desire, and He knows what I need. So in this period of me, the in between where I have been in a relationship and I have had sex or whatever, and now, I'm out of one. It's like what now, and I really would like to go in another relationship, but here I am, and I'm thinking about what I should do, because there could be distractions where I think about you know I think about the think about, and and I'm trying to keep myself grounded, but I be wondering like if everybody else can, just go out and have fun and maybe have a friends with benefits, then why can't I? And that's just me being real. And I think that I be wanting to let myself go sometimes, but I know in my heart that I'm really not about that, because what my heart truly desires is for me to have that one person where God connects me to them spiritually and emotionally, and as far as purpose is concerned. My whole idea of love is being able to share your purpose with each other, and you're in a relationship where somebody really supports you in that. It's not necessarily them telling you how to do that, but they're there to support you and listen and also give their advice. And my ideal of love is also, you're able to connect with that person. I truly believe that you can't have a relationship without having like a strong chemistry, and sometimes people say that chemistry is built on. Yeah, it's built on, but you got to start with something. And my idea of love is also, being able to share your spirituality with one another. If God is like in your, like, that's why we should wait till marriage, because when God is in your union and you put him at the forefront, you will be able to share that part, which is the biggest part of your life, with the person that you're connected to and you're being partnered with. And really, I'm just going on a ramble right now. But yeah, that's what I feel like it is. Don't you dare. My brother just looked at me. Say what's up. I'm on live chat. But yeah, because he interrupted my video. But yeah, that's the way I feel about it. So let me talk about Meagan Good and Devon Franklin. Y'all, if you guys, I feel like everybody should get this book, even if they're not thinking about it, because I think that it's not a conversation that we're used to having, especially in church. They were saying that we talk about not having sex to marriage, but we don't. Jasmine say, Mari, thank you, Tolu. Jasmine said, Mari, live chat.
Oh.
But the churches, we talk about, not having sex or whatever, but we don't talk about, why the wait and how to wait. Is what they were saying. Yeah. And they're like, this book, I'm telling y'all, like, they're being really, really transparent, which is why I think that the book is successful. And they talk about, how hard it is to wait. They talk about, how they just begin to fall in love with each other, and how they found out that each other were the one. Today I put up, no, another day I put up a post, and I was asking about marriage. And my question was, how do you know if you entered the right or wrong marriage, if there's still a commitment and union that happens, mainly like you can still get married. And I guess my concept of having a partner and finding the one you love, I feel like there's only one. And I feel like there's only one. And some people feel like there is a choice. And me, I'm kind of figuring that out. Hold on. Thank you, Miss Keisha. Yeah, I feel like there's only one, but then like people say your standards too high, and Devon Franklin talks about this too. People say your standards too high, but he was talking about how God has a plan A, and if we follow him and obey him, then we get that plan A. But if we, take detours and we try to do things our own way, then there becomes a plan B that he has to put in place or whatever. So I want the best that God has for me, and I feel like there's only one. Now, when it comes to choice and choosing that one, my brother had, responded to the comment and stuff, and he was saying that you do have a choice. It's not like he was mentioning like the misconceptions of, you feel like the one, a guy has to approach you and that means that he's the one. We put all these misconceptions in our head or whatever. And I actually agree with him. Like, here I am. I'm trying to figure out the whole ideal of marriage, but I've never been in it. And I'm gonna have to let God show me truly what it is. He knows what I desire, so I'm gonna just have to let him. And that's, guess what, I came on here to talk about. My feelings basically about it, and me having to actually go towards the route where I just let God have that situation. Only now, I can just focus on me, and I have, stuff to work on. Like Devon and Megan were talking about, some wounds that you have outside of the relationship that you can't bring into marriage. And those can come from past relationships. Those are things within yourself. He was saying that, let me see if I could find one example. I can't remember exactly what he said. But if you had mistrust in one relationship, of course, it's the typical example. You can't bring that into your marriage. Or if one was about dealing with pornography. So this is what I'm going to say. And this is the area we really do not talk about. It's the area that I struggle with. And you can see that by, if you do go to my page, there's a piece I did on addiction. But the area of pornography, he was saying that somebody asked him a question of, they're in a relationship or a marriage, and the man is using pornography as his outlet or whatever, and the woman, she's pretty much turning him down or avoiding him in that situation. And Devon was saying that if you deal with pornography outside of the marriage and you giving your all to that is something that you give your all to. And those who struggle with it knows. And even those who don't struggle with it, I'm sure you have some idea, like pornography becomes an addiction and it's really, really, really heavy. And you really, before you know it, you lose control. And this thing is becoming more a part of your life. So when you give all your attention to that, how can you give your attention to someone else, And he was saying that if you're dealing with that outside, that is going to be drawn into the marriage. So there's some things that we're supposed to do with this time of waiting. That's why waiting is important, because you really just have to work on yourself and get yourself together. And so I'm going to use this time. And I guess by me being on here, you guys can hold me accountable. I'm going to use this time and please pray that I don't get distracted. Use this time to stay focused on myself and just move. Just go and have faith that whenever the time is, the time will come. Even though that's my heart desire, I can't force it because, like I said, God knows what's best for me. I'm going to be working on myself. I have career, things to work on. I haven't even started my career yet, and I have that to focus on. And I'll let God carry that for me pretty much. So do you guys have any questions or anything that you wanted to discuss in this topic? Mari, Janisha said, what's up? I don't know if you're downstairs, Nee. Focus on what you want and settle. Thank you guys. Thank you for your comments, your encouragement and stuff. So yeah, with the people that are watching, let me just propose a question and you can answer in your comments. How do you think it comes about you knowing, oh my God, get off my live chat. Get off my live chat, Brad. I don't want him in here. Then he probably got the whole family watching. Y'all, I'm gonna fight all y'all when I get upstairs. I'm gonna propose a question. How do you think you go about seeing the one for you? How do you recognize it? Those who are in marriages, I guess, can help. If, let me see. Or who have been in a marriage before. How do you recognize the one? Like seriously. Um, and that goes back to me saying like that there is a choice. And maybe that's what I did. I did wrong. And let me be transparent. Um, and this probably is gonna hurt. In my first real relationship, he was a person that was there for me in my time of trouble. And looking back on it now, I mistaken that as an opportunity for me to chase love, I guess is what I'm saying. And that really was my choice. So you fall into compromise and everything. Yeah, so is it a choice in my trial? Yeah, come help me. Is it a choice? Do you agree that it's a choice that you have for yourself, or there is only one for you? What's up, those that just came in? My question is, do you think that finding the one is a choice or is somehow brought to you? Do you feel like God created one for you and somehow you come into alignment with that person in your life? What's up, Cuzzo? I'm gonna do live chats from here on, because this is where I feel like I get the response. While you guys are on here now, I do have a fan page called Here I Be for him. I'm a spoken word artist, and I will be transferring my videos over to there. I'll be sharing them on my page, so you guys can go on my fan page as well. Nobody answered my question, so might wrap this up. Montreal said it's a choice. I feel like I'm beginning to agree with you guys. I really do. Like after we had that conversation on a post. See, there's different views. Yo, an observation that I'm having, I feel like for men, they say that it's a choice, but I feel like for women, they say that God brings them to you. And this was the thing that I brought him up. I was saying that God, oh, no problem, no problem. What was I about to say? That some people, I feel like men makes the decision to say that it's a choice, and women always saying that God brings it to him. Well, in the Bible it says that a man findeth his wife, right? And so I feel like that's a gender perspective. As a female, it's up to us as a woman to accept such a man. Hey, that's truth. That is truth. That is so true. Because sometimes when he comes, we don't recognize it. So that's why we need a lot of time preparing ourselves. So then my question would be, how do we wait on both sides? How does a guy wait, and how does a woman wait? Because I felt like when you're waiting as a woman, you're getting yourself together, and then a guy may be searching for that thing that that he wants. If I was out here searching for the male, I could be searching in all the wrong places, and I could just easily get distracted. But if I'm walking, if I'm just walking in my spiritual walk and my purpose and my destiny, somehow I feel like that's attractive to your mate or your partner, and that's how he is drawn to you. And I feel like God puts them in your, what's the word I'm looking for? I want to say proximity, something close to that. But like he puts some in your realm or whatever. Somebody asked, how do I feel about myself at the end of the day? I'm not sure why you asked this question, but that is a good question though, because that maybe if I'm in a good place. I do feel good about myself. But I still have a lot of growing and stuff to do. So that's why I feel like my resolve is to take my focus off of, everything that I want and I feel like I need, because I ain't even totally there yet myself. And then, put my trust in God, and that when I get there, he going, bring me the right. Focus on being the best version of yourself. We will then be attracted to that shine. Okay. We should do what we said. All right, Trell. Got you. Two relationships, I found them and found that I was constantly jumping through hoops to keep them, and I wasn't getting what I needed. Wow. And that's a hard thing, because another thing I feel like is this whole waiting thing is what is considered not the norm. And a part of me feels like, okay, do I have to browse and do I have to go through, the things that everybody else is going through in order to get me to that place of finding the one? And that goes back to, how do we wait? Someone said their first two relationships, they was going through it, trying to find out what they need, and they weren't getting what they needed. And that's crazy, but I feel like that's life. I feel like that's life. I mean, I don't even know how to speak on that. I feel like that's life, and that's the problem. That's the thing I'm in a hard time with. Is like, what am I supposed to do? Somebody's, guys, is concerned when you open yourself to those relationships and you're going through them. I feel like when you first jump, your first move doesn't have to be the right move, but in marriage, we just supposed to just wait around until the right thing happens. That's like what I'm confused about. There we go. Okay, so the same person said, but when I turned my life over to the Creator, I spent 5 years with myself, getting to know and accept me. I dated me, and then my person showed up. See, that's God. So that's the result right there. There's still a waiting process. So when you go through those relationships and you then find out that they're not what you need, you still have to wait. You still have to wait. And some of us go through all that and we avoid the position of waiting because we want to rush the process. But we're all, can we agree that we're all kind of looking for the same thing? Now, granted, y'all gonna have to watch this video and I'm gonna post. There are other people who feel like, there was another woman that was on the video that I was watching with Megan Good and Devon Franklin. Another woman who said that she has been a virgin for 7 years. And I mean, not 7 years, a celibate for 7 years. Yeah, 7 years, because I had it wrong. I need to be virgin for 7 years. Yeah, okay, so celibacy for 7 years. And she said that she doesn't even desire a man to even have sex and stuff like that. And there might be some people who are really out there like that. But in a past relationship, she had mentioned, I guess something went wrong. And from that point on, she was no longer desirable to men. And now y'all gonna have to watch the video because I forget what it was. But it was really interesting. And there might be a reason that she wasn't desiring a man at that point. But then, God, how are we all waiting? How can we get this message out about waiting? how can it be illuminated more? And I'm so glad that Devon Franklin and Megan Good are doing this, because that's really, really a question to consider, so that more of us will be more willing to do it. Me, I might make the decision to do it, but it would be nice if I had a support group, or if I know a lot of people to do it. Thank God I have this book to lean on in this time, the wait. Nowadays, we have so many different ways that, sex is shown, and how you discipline yourself. Like everything we watch on TV, and almost like even the kids shows incorporate some form of sexual content. And I'm just really, really blown away by that. But yeah, that's my view, pretty much on that. And guys.